It's finally time. Make Your Mark Chapter 2 released. This video probably is a little late, but anyway, I love Chapter 2. There are some critique points even I have, but we will get to that. In this video you're gonna get my opinion on the episodes and some major stuff they revealed and addressed over the course of the 8 episodes. The first episode was a good start. It was more slice of life while introducing, or more like actually exploring the new characters, Misty, Sparky and Opaline. And at the side, it's also Sunny's birthday, which causes one of the storylines of the episodes. It mainly deals with a creative block on Pip and Izzy's side, but they can overcome it through being themselves. It's basic, but it works. More important is the first advance Opaline makes through sending Misty to spy for her and plant the mirror in Sunny's card. Of course this wouldn't have worked so easily if Pip didn't say she got her that mirror as a birthday present. The mirror gives a glimpse of Opaline's power. She couldn't watch Equestria for a while because of some barrier, the same kind that prevents her from looking into the White House. Speaking of power, Sparky has a lot of it. His Dragonfire can transform things into other things. It's really incredible, even if it doesn't seem to have any rules to it whatsoever, at least not yet. The last thing I want to mention is Izzy's vehicle, literally the namesake of the episode. The Izzy does it. And aside from the stupid name, I know it's a pun, but it's still stupid, it makes sense for Izzy to finally start using her talent more. Now just way more convenient. The second episode finally shows Hitch doing his duty again. His wolf fanatic part came too short in most of Tale Tale, but now he goes full force. He has good intentions, but he is too aggressive in showing that, even having the idea to remove magic completely once again. While that is going down, we see Izzy taking care of Sparky. It may be a little bumpy, but in the end, it helps Hitch realize that wolves aren't everything. Other than that, we finally see Sprout again, after such a long time of wondering what happened. We finally know what he is doing. He is doing community service. And he has some strong earth pony magic himself too, even if he has no idea how to control it. To be fair, every pony has a hard time controlling it when Hitch tries to ban it, because it just gets out of control because of it. We also see more of Opaline and Misty, especially their relationship. It's clear who has the control there, and it already hints at her being more of a henchman than a villain. Then there is the hologram in the room, Twilight. We already talked about how amazing it is that she's there in the first place. Now let's focus on what she says. She reveals that magic is fluid and changing, therefore kinda alive, but definitely steadily evolving. She also reveals the reason why she created the crystals. A pony, presumably Opaline, almost stole all of magic for herself. She took all her magic to seal all magic in the crystals, and apparently conceal Equestria from Opaline. But now that magic is back, she will come back too. The last important thing again concerns Sparky. He seems to have a connection with the newly created tree, which was created with something that definitely looks like the magic of friendship, with all them linking hooves. We can only theorize if it has a connection to the Tree of Harmony, or why Sparky has these powers, but I'm sure we'll uncover it someday. And until then, we have so much to theorize about, but not in this video, it will already be long enough. The third episode has potential to be my favorite of the bunch. I love seeing more of the relationship between Pip and Zip, as well as their traditions with Portrait Day. They're both self-centered, but in completely different ways. Zip's all about being selfish, and Pip's all about being in the spotlight. Together they clash, and it's cool seeing them work around and with each other. Misty and Opaline are actually acting smart in this one too, trying to abuse Portrait Day to get to the ponies. One thing that immediately annoys me though, is the use of Pegasus money instead of bits. We have seen bits in Tale Tale, so I would prefer it if they just stuck to that. Zip's focus on the case is really in character for her. She is a dedicated detective after all, but it also shows her not so good relationship with her mom. She does well on her cover-up investigation on the Ocean Lily though. Next fun thing is Queen Haven's song, but before that we can see that Sunny is a better liar than expected. But anyway, I love Haven's singing voice, and it's good to hear someone other than Pip sing. But while she sings, her daughters are driven apart by Misty's and Opaline's plan. That doesn't stop the Queen from talking about their fillyhood. Those two always were different, but that didn't matter back then. But like many siblings, they grew apart. The memories are still there. We see that when those two sing together, and it's beautiful. And I love Zip's voice. Portrait Day is definitely my favorite song of this Make Your Mark chapter. And it gets them over their differences, and they work together. Classic siblings. If they work together, they are unbeatable. Even on the portrait, they seem like sisters again. They remind me of me and my brother. Episode 4 deals with an issue I expected. As an Alicorn, Sunny is beloved and respected. And as an Earth Pony, she is just disregarded. The public pays a lot of attention to celebrities, while normal people just feel less important. And that Sunny doesn't want to be like that is incomprehensible to Opaline. She also tells us that it's new to her, that an Alicorn can transform, proving that Sunny is the first of that kind. It also deals with Pip's crisis of not being as relevant as usual, but Sunny is more in focus, especially that she transforms when talking about something she's passionate about. Finally, some more lore on her ability. I don't like that they put stars on such a high pedestal though. It is like in the real world, and it's wrong in the real world. Same with Pip's desperate attempts. It's in character, but I don't like it. But at least these events show us more about the Alicorn mirror and Opaline's plan. She wants to get Sunny on her side. Alicorn plus Alicorn equals way too much power. I love the character breakdown that Sunny has later. She doesn't want to be the powerful Alicorn that Opaline wants her to be. But this feeling makes her completely lost, and for once I completely understand Sunny. And with the help of her friends, she gets through the feeling. Also, I love the garden idea, together with Sunny discovering that helping others activates her power. And that actually makes sense, with the glowing cutie marks that appeared every time they helped some pony. The 5th episode feels like a repeat of some G4 episodes, which isn't bad. It's a new gen, why not repeat a few tropes? The cutie marks of 2 main characters get switched, and only turn back after they worked through their differences. This is pretty much a world problem. Let them trot in one another's hoofs for a day to appreciate their work. I've also seen comparisons to the season 3 finale, but I think a world problem fits better. It's just weird that all of this is caused by Sparky's magic. This little dragon has lots of power, hidden inside, but more about that later. More important for me is the naming of the Earth Pony magic. It's now Flower magic, which is way easier to say than Earth Pony magic. In this episode we also see Opaline's magic struggles, and get to know that she isn't at full power. She also acknowledges Misty's lack of a cutie mark, and implies that she has the ability to give her one, which was impossible without consequences in G4. Then there is this one side note by Seashell. She has a book that clearly is about the elements of harmony. It's weird, I thought only Argyle believed in that story. The episode also sets up future ones with Opaline's mouse noticing the lantern and its power. And yes, I'm gonna ignore Izzy saying belizzle instead of believe. Episode 6 is incredibly interesting. On the sleepover we see lots of Bridalwood traditions, but I won't go over them in detail because there's more important stuff to focus on. But it's worth to mention the focus on the superstitions, like hoof reading, and more things like that. That's pretty in character for the unicorns. Izzy not recognizing Misty as one of the Philly 4 is a little stupid, but to be honest, she was pretty forgettable in that episode. Even the Philly 4 themselves couldn't remember her name. Then, she presumes that Misty is from Bridalwood, which kinda proves that there are no other unicorn settlements, at least none Izzy knows of. She also presumes that Misty has a last name. Well, now it's Brightdawn, but it seems like it's normal for ponies that they have last names now. Then we get to the story time. It's interesting to see the differences in their research to what Opaline told Misty. Sunny practically recites G4 and the events that we heard about in the comics, the reason of why Twilight made the crystals and why they split up. Misty on the other hand has heard a completely different story, something that I will call Opaline's propaganda story, all focused on why she should have all the magic, and all the others are in the wrong. The end of all of it is cute though. Izzy deals with her homesickness through telling her friends about it, and her friends act on it, and build the most beautiful Bridalwood imitation Izzy has ever seen. The whole sleepover is adorable, even if Misty was trying to abuse it. And it plays a big part in Misty's change of heart that this whole chapter is setting up. Episode 7, Who've Done It, is kind of rooted in a misunderstanding. Well, at least later. It would start with Misty's theft of the lantern, and Zip freaking out. And because of that, she is suiting up. And I love this gadget gathering scene, followed by the investigation underlined with spy music. But why can't she taste that it's the same dirt as in the community garden? Has she tried that before? Then the misunderstanding happens, and Pip hides the lantern somewhere else. And it's really fun to see Zip following the clues, but being completely on the wrong track. I just hope that it won't hurt her pride as a detective, especially the false accusation of Misty. She looks adorable backed into a corner like this though. It now also is confirmed that Izzy has insomnia. She seems more and more like a real person. ADHD and insomnia. The episode ends with the absolute banger of Let It Go, followed by more magic lore. All of the friends together and their glowing cutie marks are linked to Unity magic. And the lantern. I know it's Zip's note, but I love these notes. She really seems like an analyst in the pony world. And the reveal that even Opaline wants the dragonfire and its power in the end is also very powerful. And with that, we are already at the last episode. Have you seen this dragon? And it's again so much. Hitch is being the most sad he has ever been. And I can't blame him. Sparky, the little dragon he loves, is missing. He is even getting all the others to help. Then there's Misty. You can really see that she only has good intentions. She even feels bad for Hitch. It's cool that she shows some cool abilities while trying to keep Sparky in check. She feels like a ninja. A clumsy ninja, but a ninja. But back to the others. After realizing that Sparky was dragon-napped, they all used their special talents for the search, even if their attempts get in the way of each other. But through that, they realized that working together and pulling on the same string works better. But first, it's time for Operation Glitter Bomb, which makes Sunny realize that they are just stressing each other out. Hitch's take on a superhero is still awesome, and his goons are also very funny. Their way of working together in the end causes another beautiful song, the special tune that is the lullaby. It's full of emotions and helps resolve the problem. This whole show was packed with cool songs. I would just wish we would get more songs without Pip. Don't get me wrong, I love her, but I also want to hear the others. Then there's the end of this episode. It gives me chills. Misty is really scared of Opaline, especially when she takes that dragon fire in, shown even more with a quote. For some pony made of fire, I never met a heart so cold. It gives reason to think that Opaline's main magic has something to do with fire, and her flaring horn and temper hint at the same. But more importantly, it gives so much insight into Misty's mind. She wants to help Opaline, but she also has a kind heart. Opaline has also some important stuff to say. She wants to finish what she started with Twilight. This makes me really want to know what happened back then. But more importantly, one of her statements finally ends a long-lasting debate. She mentions Alicons as the immortal rulers that should control all the magic. And aside from her totally self-centered nature, it also proves that at least Opaline believes that Alicons are immortal. And she kinda proves that she is. I mean, she was around in G4 when Twilight was around, and she's still around now. So, yeah, I think we can trust her on that. I know this was a lot, and I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I want to give you all some closing thoughts on the whole chapter. I genuinely loved it. I know there are some big critique points to be made, but that's not my style. I'm the I love everything guy. I loved everything, from the story, over the lore, to the character interactions. I'm gonna leave pointing out stuff like animation and all that to others who are more suited for their task. I for one am satisfied with what we got. I had my fill of lore and adorableness. The one thing I would prefer is if the episodes were released weekly and not all at once. It would make creating videos on them way easier. I know I only glossed over most of the things that happened in the episodes, but I promise I will go into more detail for some of the events in later videos. But those will be in my normal schedule because, well, I also want to have time. But until then, what do y'all think? Did you enjoy Make Your Mark? Is there some big lore part I have missed? What do you want me to go over in more detail? I already have some ideas, but I want to know yours. Let me know. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Thanks to my patrons, especially to Windyberry, and until next time for the Wonies, Fellas, and bye!